Hi guys, welcome. You guys are officially my sweet peas. I have a name for you guys now. Yes, you guys are officially my sweet peas. So sweet peas, hi. I want to talk to you guys today about change. Okay, I want you to know that you are okay and it is safe for you to change, because I've been seeing how people literally just crucify each other for changing. One time they're on the left and now they're on the right, and then the right rejects them because you weren't with the right in the first place, even though what the right is trying to do is convince people to be on the right. So when they're convinced, they're suddenly mad. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy, and I want you guys to know that you're safe to change. You are supposed to change. Okay, we are humans. We evolve. It's part of our journey on this beautiful planet. Okay, we're supposed to change. That's how we know we're growing. That's how we know we're thinking. That's how we know that we are, using our own brains to think and really understand and do the research on the things that we are taught to believe in life. For those of you who crucify other people for changing, like maybe they were into smoking and now they're advocates for non-smoking. Like, they've been there, they've done that, they realized there's no benefit from that. So why are you trying to crucify them for realizing that? And you want them to stay in that dark place just because they weren't there in the beginning. It's ridiculous, and it needs to stop, and I need us to be better, because we are better than that. Like I've said many, many times, we are so much better than that. It needs to stop, okay? You are supposed to question everything that you believe in. You are supposed to question what you eat. You're supposed to question what you consume. You're supposed to question your values and your intentions in life. And yes, you will be put in situations that will change that over time. Your values can change over time. Okay, your priorities can continuously change. Nothing is set in stone. Okay, we are all here to evolve and to change. Like, it's raining outside, but it's still hot and I'm still sweating. So please, if you see a shiny mustache, let's ignore it, okay? But yeah, like, I just feel like it's so ridiculous how people are so afraid to change, and even if they have, they're afraid to expose that because they're going to be crucified. And also, I understand the fear behind the change, because you tend to lose people as you change. Maybe what brought you guys together was a certain belief, and now that you no longer believe in that, you lose your community. And as humans, we want to belong, we want to find our soul tribes and communities, and if we feel that is threatened, we might be afraid to be comfortable and open about the changes that we've experienced. Okay, and I want you to challenge your community, challenge your group of friends. And I know it's common even in the Black community, like I've mentioned before in a previous video, to my love letter to all my girls. I hope you watched it. But yeah, even in that video, I mentioned how even in the Black community, when you don't act like every other Black person, or you're not ghetto, or your life goals are not all about partying and drinking, and you're into contemporary instead of hip hop, you'd rather listen to rock music than the hood music. It's crazy. We all have our preference. We're not all supposed to be exactly the same person. That's not why we're here. We are here to be different, and we're here to experience each other in those different colors that we come in. I hope I'm making sense. So even in the Black community, we're not all going to be the same. We're not going to all have the same ideas. We're not going to all have the same beliefs. We're not all going to be Christians. Okay, we're not all going to be listening to gospel music. We're not all going to be listening to Drake. And, some of us are listening to Billie Eilish. Some of us are K-pop fans, And the way that we come for each other, for loving the things that we love, is insane. I'm happy. I found the music that speaks to me. I found a religion that resonates with my spirit. Isn't that what we're all here supposed to, that's what we're supposed to do. Find what resonates with you and follow that, because That's where your heart is leading you. That's where your spirit is guiding you. And you're not wrong. Okay, you're not wrong. It's like I mentioned how you have had a fear for dragons and now you really love dragons and you feel like they have this beautiful symbolism, when before you grew up in an environment that made you believe that there was evil attached to dragons, and you've discovered a whole different perspective and you actually see dragons as, good fortune. That's the same example that I mentioned in my other video, so you know what I'm talking about, right? Even if you change like that, that's perfectly okay. We are supposed to change. You're not being two-faced. You're not being, you don't have double standards. Don't have double standards, okay? It's okay to mention that this is what I believed in before and this is what I don't believe in anymore. And this is the reason why. I used to be a Christian, but now I'm not because of 1, 2, and 3. And let me just say, you don't have to explain yourself. But, if you are talking to your friends or your community or, the people that, the people who you bonded with this certain belief and this certain perspective, I think you're obligated to explain why you're no longer a part of it, because they are going to feel betrayed. They're all going to feel like, oh, you were just making a fool of us this whole time. You weren't really with us. No, I was with you, 100%. But like I said, I always want to question the things that I'm believing in, the things that I'm following. Are they true to me, or am I being influenced by the majority or by the media, by my peers? It has to be something that I choose within myself. That way I won't be, there's that word I can't find. That way I won't be swayed. Yes, that way I won't be swayed from the left to the right every 2 seconds, I admit I'm easily convinced, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm easily persuaded sometimes, very easily persuaded sometimes, but I always have to check myself and realize that, am I choosing this or agreeing with this because it fully resonates with me, or do I just want to be agreeable to people? Just because we partied together, we did drugs, or we smoked, or we drank together, and I'm not that person anymore, I'm not judging you. Let's not judge each other. Just because we're out of that phase doesn't give you a right to judge the person that is still in that phase, okay? Let them be who they are, and you carry on being who you are. If you're no longer friends, then that means whatever you guys were meant to do together and experience together in life, that has finished. And now you need to move on, and so do they. I don't want us to judge each other in whatever phases in life that we're in. Even if you feel like, I could have done better, you probably couldn't. Like, you could have done better as you, but you couldn't have done better as her or him in the same exact circumstances, in the same exact heart and space and mind that they were in when everything they went through happened, So I don't want us to be so judgmental of each other, and give each other some grace. Let's give each other some mercy. It is the month of love, so that's why I really want to talk about this. Let's not come for each other and crucify each other like that for changing, And even if you were once conservative and you're no longer conservative, you are exploring yourself, and it's okay, And if there are people that are going to crucify you for that, don't be around those people. They're just letting you know how much you don't align with these people. And sometimes they're there to make sure that your change is really genuine to you and not due to peer pressure or media pressure. You know what I mean? So even those people that come for you for changing, see them as a test as to whether or not this is what you truly believe, and this is what truly expresses you, and this is what you really want to do and really want to have, and this is what you really want to be, despite what everyone else believes. Because if that is the case, then you are staying true to yourself. But if you're being swayed back and forth because of whether people agree with you or not, then you need to realize that you're not really honest with yourself. And that's okay. That's okay. Let's just stop crucifying each other, judging each other for changing, okay? Just because I used to party and drink with you and I'm not that person anymore doesn't mean I hate you, doesn't mean I think you're disgusting. And you shouldn't think that way about those people anyway. We were all smoking and drinking together because we were going through things. Maybe you've healed and they still need to heal, and maybe you found your path to healing And maybe your path is not the same as theirs. So even if you try to help them out of that dark place and they're not open to it yet, just know that it's not their time. We all have our perfect times. You know, we all have our lives synchronized in a different manner. Okay? Just because, you know, Christianity did it for you, Christianity might not do it for her. And that's perfectly okay. Because at the end of the day, we're all here trying to find ourselves, learn about ourselves, and discover who we are, which is what we are here to do in the first place. How we go about that, you know, it's going to be different for everybody. It's always going to be different for everybody. And we should learn to embrace that, learn to understand that, and have some grace and have some mercy for these people. And for yourself, for changing. Do not judge yourself. Do not beat yourself up for changing. Do not beat yourself up for not even understanding who you are. As someone who has like a million emotions, who has like a million personalities, I've come to realize that, you know what, when they tell me what kind of color describes your personality, I'll tell them it's the whole rainbow, because I can be any color depending on the day, depending on my mood, depending on the weather, my mental state, anything. I'm every single color. I'm every single personality, and I'm not two-faced. That's just me. You know? I am. I literally just am. You know, that's what we all are. We are not subjected to stay in and be a certain type of person. Just because of our race and culture doesn't mean we are supposed to be a certain way, supposed to dress a certain way, supposed to wear our hair a certain way, look a certain way. And just because we explore different styles and explore different cultures and religions doesn't mean we're ashamed of our own. Whether it comes to religion, values, and things like I said, we go through things in life. Whatever I stood by 10 years ago, I may not stand by that now, but that does not make me evil or two-faced. It just means I went through life and I've gone through certain circumstances that changed my beliefs. And you need to respect that. The same way I'm going to respect you. You know? Just like someone who doesn't have a good relationship with their parents, you cannot judge them. As someone who has a good relationship with their parents, or you had to work through a relationship with your parents and you guys are in a better place right now, you cannot guilt trip a person who went through hell and back with their own family and tell them, but that's your mom, but that's your dad, but that's your family. You don't know what they did to that person, and even if you've overcome what your family did to you, doesn't mean she's supposed to get over it the same way you did or at the exact same time you did. I want you to also acknowledge the people around you who will be affected by your changes. I hope I said everything that I needed to say. Probably not, but I'm kind of in a rush. But if I need to speak on this again, I'll definitely make a part 2 to this video. But yeah. And if you feel like you can't be around certain groups of people, detach yourself with love, not with disgust and hate and judgment. Okay? That's all I have for you guys today, and I'll see you guys really soon. So, yeah, have a good one.